Do you know when and how to repot your plants? Stay with us and you can become an amazing plant parent. This seemingly simple task is actually layered with more complexity than you might think. Let's delve deeper into the world of indoor gardening and plant care. By the end of our discussion, you will possess a much more comprehensive grasp of the subject. So why repot your plants? Well, there are a multitude of reasons. Firstly, repotting gives plants space to grow. Over time, plants can outgrow their pots, which can lead to stunted growth or even root rot, neither of which are ideal for your leafy friends. Secondly, it replenishes the nutrient soil. Just like us, plants need a balanced diet to thrive, and fresh soil often contains the vital nutrients they crave. Now that we understand why repotting is crucial, let's discuss when to do it. You may think that repotting should be done at any time of the year, but that's not the case. Different plants prefer different seasons for repotting. A classic example, and one that most gardeners are familiar with, is spring. This season, when the world is waking up and shaking off the frost of winter, is an excellent time to give your green friends a new home. Why? It's because spring aligns with the natural growth cycle of many plants, just as they're ramping up growth after their winter dormancy. Now here's an interesting fact. Not all plants prefer spring for repotting. Take, for instance, cacti and succulents. These unique, drought-tolerant plants are a bit different, preferring the dry, hot heat of summer for repotting. This is because their growth cycle is attuned to warmer climates, and repotting heat can encourage them to root and establish themselves more quickly. So we've discussed the when and the why, but what about the how? Well, the process begins with selecting the right pot. It's a common misconception that a significantly larger pot is better. However, this isn't always the case. A pot that is too large can cause the plant to spend more energy on root growth rather than foliage growth. So how large should the pot be? A good rule of thumb is to choose a pot roughly 2 inches larger in diameter than the current one. But what about the pot's material and design? Well, it's equally important. Look for a pot with sufficient drainage holes to prevent water from sitting at the bottom, which can cause root rot. The material of the pot also matters. Certain plants prefer certain materials, so it's essential to do your research. Now that we've selected our pot, it's time to actually go through the repotting process. Start by gently removing the plant from its current container, taking care not to damage the delicate roots. Once the plant is free, place it in the new pot, positioning it in the center for balance. The next step is to fill the pot with fresh soil. It's crucial to use soil that is appropriate for your specific plant type, as some plants prefer well-draining soil, while others enjoy a bit more moisture retention. After you've filled the pot, you're not quite done yet. It's important to water the plant thoroughly after repotting. This helps the plant settle into its new home, and it also ensures that the roots can start to extract nutrients from the fresh soil. Remember, repotting isn't just a routine task or a chore. It's an opportunity to connect with nature, to feel the earth between your fingers, and to care for something living and growing. It's a break from our fast-paced digital world, bringing us back to the basics of life. We all need a bit of that grounding and connection from time to time. So, when was the last time you repotted your plants? Have you been putting it off, or maybe you weren't quite sure how to do it? Well, now you have all the knowledge you need to give it a go.